Hello guys, welcome back. I'm so thrilled I was able to get earrings in. The left one hurt a little bit, but at least I can get my first set of piercings in. I actually have 4 sets in each ear, but if I can at least get the first one, I'm happy. So we had an interesting day today. A bunch more of our stuff shipped, so we only have a couple of things we're waiting on. And you have troublemakers that come on to your channel every once in a while. And I took care of it, and I decided today I wanted to do my fortune, but sometimes you get tired of reading your own cards or doing your own runes or something. So I fired up Kismet, that fortune telling game I showed you guys, and I got 2 really good fortunes, but the funny thing was I got Satan on one side of a 3-card draw, and it was clearly Lucifer's the temperance angel on the other, and something in the middle. I forget what was in the middle. Something good. The world. I got the world in the middle. So I had Satan on one side, Lucifer on the other, because I had devil, the world, and temperance. So yeah, I'm like, okay. Um and I did my stars too, because she'll do your stars, and for the first time ever, the stars are quiet, everything's going your way, and I'm like, the world's ending, isn't it? This lady Kismet never ever gives cheerful fortune. Something's always going on. So I was like, is the world ending? Because you just gave me 2 good fortunes in a row, like the best possible fortunes. But we did that, and then I played a game against her. She likes to play Senate, and she's out for blood, and then you're out for blood. And one of us would probably win a lot faster, but we're too busy trying to destroy each other. And I'm sure there's a good life lesson there, but we're too busy trying to knock each other off the board. So what are you going to do? And I got a fortune. You get a fortune when you get your stars read. She also gives you a fortune card. And it talked about letting go of your anger. And I think a lot of us have a lot of anger right now, too, among other things. And it's easy to get angry at stuff. And usually you're getting angry at stuff you can't change. I can't change that some people are yahoos and go around the internet ruining otherwise nice things for everybody else. I can't change that. I can't change the stuff that when I look through Bing News, the stuff that makes me angry, and how dare this person have done that or said that. I can't change it. It already happened. I can't change it. It's in the past. And the card talked about, you have to let anger go because you're the only one it burns. I know it feels, because believe me, I have anger management issues. I know it feels like you're letting the other person get away with something, especially if they're a person with a really shitty self-righteous attitude. I know that, believe me. I have the list that we all have, that purge list. I have one too. But, I can't laughter back here. It doesn't do us any good because, all holding on to that anger does is mess up your digestive system, it messes up all the systems in your body, and it really doesn't do anything. And I serve Asmodeus, and if anybody's really good at using anger for constructive stuff, it would be him. And he's given no interest that, I've heard people say, oh, if you work with Asmodeus, you have to hold on to your anger or anything. And no, Asmodeus is about balancing you out. That's also why I got temperance. And Asmodeus jumped on it for Asmodeus about being temperament, keeping your temper in balance. And Mammon jumped on it about not spending any damn money. So, they were all in there jumping on the car for good things and good lessons it could be. And Loki's been pretty good. I had a weird dream this morning I didn't get to tell you guys about because I had the other one come up first. And in this dream, I was becoming a demon. I was like in the process of becoming a demon. And I'm not sure if it started out in some kind of room, and I think maybe this had a lot to do with me playing a video game last night, so I kind of wrote the dream off. But there's this man, and he's tied to a chair, and his head's down, and he's wearing a hat, so I can't see his face. And there's this woman, and I'm like, well, I guess she's like a demon. I thought like maybe a djinn because it looks like she has black robes and she has like her face covered. And I couldn't see her, and I couldn't see the man. And I can't tell if he was wearing all black or all white. I can't remember. But I do know he had a hat on, he had his head down, so I couldn't see his face. And he was tied to the chair. And he's under kind of like the spotlight, right? And she comes and she grabs him, and I get the strongest feeling this is his mother. And I'm like, this is really important. She drags him away. And I'm thinking, well, that's like in the dream. This is like my husband or something. She takes him away, and I'm like, well, I'm pursuing him. She can't just take my husband away from me. So I start pursuing him, and you know how dreams are all like disjointed. At one point, I'm running along a beach, and I can see myself, and yet I am myself, and I have these really long limbs, and I have like this really long body because I'm transforming into this demon. I think the interesting thing was I was transforming into a male demon. I had all these teeth and these pretty eyes, and I was running super fast along this beach because it was like I was following his trail. And every time I found him, she took him deeper. And then I was going down these stairs, and she kept taking him deeper and deeper and deeper. And every time I would catch up, she would bring him, she would take him deeper. And I thought, well, I must have to fight her because that's why I became a demon. And then it was just a sense that no matter how deep I went, she could always go deeper and take him deeper still. And then as I'm like kind of like coming out of the dream, I realized she has to take him that deep. And then, I kind of like narfed out on the last part. And then I was thinking about it today. And I'm like, this makes sense. It was like a goddess taking a god to the underworld to rest. They couldn't have hit me any harder on the head with the metaphor, but I messed it up thinking it had something to do with demons. The mother goddess, say, taking the god underground to rest, and like no matter how deeply I ran, she could have just kept going forever because it was a metaphor and I wasn't getting it. And what I changed into, she was always just ahead of me. I would be just close enough almost to like, you know, run a final run and try to grab him, but she would always take him deeper and deeper. And I got an idea that it was for his own good. And then one of you commented today that you had a strange dream last night about, Odin, and it feels like Odin's time is being eclipsed and Loki is rising up. And it would explain, the gods don't do stuff on purpose, but would explain all the turmoil you're seeing in the world right now because we as a species, we have free will to have handled this any way we want to. Most of us chose self-sacrifice. We choose to stay in. We choose not to hoard. We choose to, not go crazy or ballistic. Some people are handling that freedom of choice too well. They're antagonizing other people. They're hoarding stuff for themselves. You're seeing, human nature at its best and worst. And now we're at a time of transition where people are like, do we open up? Do we stay in place? We don't know. It's a very tense time. But it kind of lines up with, it's not that the gods cause it. I want to be clear on that. But as one god is ascending and another is descending, you can sometimes see turmoil like that. And people have said, over before the 60s, people have been talking about the age of Aquarius coming in, and they'll say, well, we're either in it or we're past it or we don't know. But think of the age of a god like Loki, who is actually, when he isn't trying to teach you hard lessons, is sweet and playful. Think of that replacing the age of a warlord. And of course, you're going to have a lot of turmoil because the warlord doesn't want to go away. Odin is scrappy. He ain't going down without a fight. And yet, at the same time, if you work with him, I think a lot of people can echo it. He seems tired. He seems done. And this isn't an Odin trick. This is I'm done. I think even Odin's had enough of the turmoil at this point. And if he would retire, so to speak, that kind of energy would retire, and we would have the trickster teacher energies coming up. We do have a chance to make it a lovely role. I mean, after I was doing, my fortune and doing everything else, I found out my stuff started to ship out of nowhere. Now, that could have been Odin lending an assist. It could be some Loki energy hitting that. It's not like Odin will disappear from the earth if you serve the old man. He's not going to disappear from the earth, but it's kind of like his day in the sun is ellipsing. He's not going to die, he's not going to get sick, nothing else like that, but he has to rest for a while, kind of. And gods like Loki will perhaps take more prominent roles because right now you need teachers, and you need healers, and you need comedians. We don't need war right now. It's the very last thing we need. We need ones that are able to make peace and negotiate, and Loki is very good about that. He won't negotiate everything to his terms. That's true, but look, he's very good at negotiating, and he's actually very good at making peace. He's made peace more than once on his brother's behalf, and I think it's why you're seeing Lucifer and Satan also ascend, because you're seeing these demons that are actually really good at making peace and having everybody get along. And Lucifer will be the first one to let you let go of anger and to make peace. And yeah, okay, maybe that person's a jerk to you, but do you really want to lose anything by entering into a fight? Because you always lose something when you enter into a fight, whether you're losing the energy or your well-being because you're letting yourself get so enraged, or you lose something physically, or you end up in jail. You always end up losing something. So, he's the one that he's trying to lead me towards a more peaceful path where Odin not always so much. So it's just some food for thought. It was really good because Lucifer took over all the fortune readings, and Odin didn't even bat an eye. Odin was kind of like, he seemed worn out as he handed over the runes. And yes, Odin was like, here, Lucifer can read the runes with you, because it's just, I think he needs to retire for a while. I think he needs to recharge. I think they all have specific periods that they work very intensely in, and then just like us, they need to go on vacation for a while. So it feels like he's going on vacation, and ones like Lucifer and Loki, their light and knowledge bringers, are rising up to prominence. We're going to see a lot of gods associated with fire just, shoot through the roof right now. So you're going to see ones like Asmodeus, Satan as well, depending on the path. And you'll see a lot of ones that are light bringers and truth bringers rise up. And I think, it's not going to happen like one day, but I think over time you'll see a better society grow out of it. Hopefully. Let me be right about something for once in my life. But if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. I figured I would share that with you because it feels timely. I think we're all really angry right now, and we all want justice, and we all want to fight with somebody because of something that happened to us. But it's not going to help. Just let it go. I know it feels like you're letting the other guy get away with it, or gal, or whatever gender they are. And maybe you are, but you know what? Karma's a bitch, and karma will eventually come back and bite them in the ass for you. So you actually don't have to do anything. So if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.